they put bombs in refrigerators, and then when their targets open the fridges, they explode.
I feel like I could do that. Just have to go on YouTube.
Do not go on YouTube and look up exploding fridges or how to.
Yes, please don't do that. And if you do,
decide don't do it.
To blow up fridges.
Don't do it.
Erase the history off of your
fridges
computer.
Fridges are indestructible, if Indiana Jones taught me anything.
I think fridges used to be indestructible.
Oh,
I think, the fridges from the 50s, the 40s, the 30s.
Well, in that case, it was the late 50s, Matthew.
Yeah, but I think just as the years go on, fridges become less and less indestructible. I would not think I could survive a nuclear blast. So they got to go and either fix some fridges or kill some Egyptians.
Not necessarily. Their targets could be from other countries that just happen to be in Egypt.
Yeah, I guess I don't know too much about that world. They got to go, Nick, either way. They decide to leave Gabe with Uncle Ben.
Wait, Uncle Ben?
Yes.
That's
Uncle
a bad
Ben.
idea.
Why is that a bad idea?
Well, he's going to get shot.
This is the only Uncle Ben from, like, Spider-Man?
No, the rice guy.
The Uncle Ben from Rice got shot?
Yeah. And then his nephew got all upset and made rice.
That's the legacy.
Yeah.
Gabe thinks that this idea is outstanding, and he likes that word, outstanding.
Outstanding.
He's a different breed, this man, this Gabe, this 12-year-old. Outstanding. What kind of 12-year-old says outstanding?
One from the 40s.
Yeah.
So me.
Yeah.
Outstanding, don't you know? Hey there.
Don't you know? Except that Ben's daughter will also be around.
Oh, no.
Her name...
Sari.
Yeah. And he does not like her at all. There's too much competition in this life.
Too much competition. And I mean, that's a thing with families. It's just like everyone's competing with each other all the time, and it's just...
And why not? Why not? She's hot. She's
wait,
smart.
Wait.
She's...
Matthew. How old is she?
I think she's 12.
You can't say that.
I can't acknowledge that she is an attractive
woman.
Nope.
Nope. She's not a woman, she's a girl.
Okay, but it's also
it's
not...
a child.
It's not me. Like, I don't have any... It's not a picture book, Nick. I'm using my imagination here.
Oh, it's even worse.
That's not what I mean. Gabe, okay, maybe I overstepped when I said she's hot, but I'm saying that Gabe describes her as being attractive.
That's still weird.
It's still his
cousin.
cousin. It's his cousin.
This isn't Game of Thrones.
She's also an inch taller than Gabe. And awesome at Super Mario Land.
Well, who isn't?
What is Super Mario Land?
Super Mario Land was the Game Boy version of Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, because I didn't recognize the name. I was like, they're mixing up
Yeah, no,
names here.
Land was done on the Game Boy. Like, you had, even on the Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country, and Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3. And they had Game Boy kind of, like, remakes, but not really. Because they were kind of different, but they were Donkey Kong Land 1, 2, and 3. Still single ladies, if anyone's interested, just, you know where to find me. I'm the one reading Goosebumps in a bar.
Yeah, you don't even cover that up with like a book slip or something, like a book cover?
No, I'm just like, hey, I'm reading Goosebumps. Please come talk to me. Yes. I'm so lonely.
See, I have trouble reading them in public.
I gave up on dignity a long time ago, so I just don't care anymore, Matthew. I'm dead serious. Like, I just don't care. It's like, yeah, I'm reading Goosebumps. Fight me. I'm gonna be me.
Nick, can I ask you a question? Why do mummies have trouble keeping friends?
I don't know. Why do mummies have trouble keeping friends?
Because they are too wrapped up in themselves, Nick.
Sounds like someone I know.
I don't think this is really fair, though, for Gabe and Sari to be competing against it, because Gabe only has a regular Nintendo. He never got a Super Nintendo. I mean, I had a Super Nintendo, and my family never went on Egyptian vacations.
No.
And they weren't experts. They weren't refrigeration experts / your theory, assassins. And I feel like assassins, I know for a fact refrigeration experts get paid a lot of money. But you're telling me either job cannot afford them a Super Nintendo? Use some of that cool refrigeration money.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, like, you got a Nintendo. What's wrong with it? You don't need twice the amount of pixels.
It's out of date, Nick, and this is the 90s. It's make it or break it. If you don't want to fall behind. You don't want to have 80s technology in the 90s.
Why not?
Because it's all about, it's the go, go, go. It's the...
No. The Go-Go's are from the 80s.
Okay, well, some residual Go-Go's end up in the 90s. I'm just saying Gabe seems like a
Spoiled
terrible...
shit.
No, not even spoiled, just a terrible child to be around.
Just be grateful for what you have, Gabe.
Well, if I were his parents and I hated them as much as his parents hate him, I would want to have him distracted all the time. So I'll buy him anything.
His parents don't hate him, though. Where's the evidence of that?
They're leaving him...
Back this up.
They're leaving him in
with a loving
Egypt,
uncle.
An uncle that they barely ever talk to, and they leave him in the hotel alone.
But he's thrilled about it.
Yeah, he's thrilled. At 12 years old, you should never be thrilled about a decision your parents make. That means that they're bad parents.
Or you have like a decent relationship with them, like I had.
Agree to disagree, Nick.
Fine.
So the parents leave, and now Gabe is alone in the hotel room, waiting for Uncle Ben to show up, and he immediately starts to worry. He pulls out a little baby's hand that he keeps in his pocket for some strange reason.
What? A baby's hand?
He bought it at a garage sale.
That still doesn't make it right.
No, it still doesn't.
About this, baby's hand?
When does it become okay to have an infant's hand on you at all times? Oh, Jesus, let me rephrase that. When does it become okay to have a severed hand in your pocket? I think it needs to be mummified. It needs to be a novelty item.
Yes.
And this is a little mummified hand that he bought from a kid at a garage sale. A kid sold him this ancient Egyptian relic.
Okay.
For $2.
$2.
And Gabe found it to be a good deal, which it is, and he carries it around everywhere for good luck. It is also known as the Summoner, which this kid explained to him.
The kid has a lot of information. I wonder if this will come in handy later.
Yeah, you know what? It just might.
Come in handy later.
Yes.
It's a hand. Someone please date me.
Oh, I thought you were making a young famous pharaoh joke.
No.
Tutankhamun, come in handy.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know, man.
Fuck out. Jesus Christ. And listen, you all think my jokes are bad? Fuck. Let Matthew go loose. Fuck.
You think my jokes are bad, Nick?
Well, yeah.
Of course you do. Uncle Ben.
With great power comes great responsibility.
I need to picture the right Uncle Ben. Am I thinking of the Spider-Man Uncle Ben, or am I thinking of the Rice Man?
Why not both?
I don't want to know that amalgamation.
Martin Sheen making rice?
Okay, I can deal with that. Blackface Martin Sheen.
That was the name of my band in college.
So insensitive. So racially insensitive.
Yeah, we're monsters.
No, this is Gabe. This is Gabe's mind.
Oh, Gabe, you're a monster.
Yeah, anything insensitive racially.
It's the character.
It's always the character.
Yeah.
So Uncle Ben sneaks up, and he is dressed in full mummy garb, and I'm not hiding the fact that it is Uncle Ben, because it's obviously Uncle Ben. They're not going to have a mummy walk up to Gabe's hotel room within the first couple chapters.
No, he's got to walk through the lobby.
Yeah.
Summon the elevator. Head up.
Yeah.
And then, no one's going to stop an ancient mummy.
I think maybe nobody would stop an ancient mummy.
But nobody's going to, say anything.
Yeah.
There'd be a hubbub. He'd look out the window and see people screaming, running out, or just people laughing hysterically, having gone insane, like in the Universal mummy movie.
Never saw it. You know why? Hate mummies. So as a mummy, Uncle Ben walks into the hotel room, mortifies stupid Gabe.
Oh, stupid Gabe.
Poor.
More like Gabe stupid.
Stupid Gabe. Who really thinks that a mummy has left its comfortable tomb to come and speak to Gabe?
Were tombs all that comfortable? I mean, they were mostly made of stone. They didn't have pillows or anything in them.
You don't think they'd put for like pharaohs and stuff?
Maybe for pharaohs, they would be like, oh, here's a few slaves you can lie on.
Yeah, something comfortable. But yeah, in the end, everything... I mean, even a pillow will lose its fluffiness after thousands of years.
Plus, you're fucking dead.
I think you can live with a lot when you're dead.
Yeah. Wait.
I think you put up with a lot when you're dead.
Okay.
So, yeah, maybe he just wants
I agreed, and then...
Maybe he wants to go to the hotel just to get a nice nap.
No.
I don't know, but this is all for nothing, because it's Uncle Ben. Now, they spend the night there at the hotel room, and the next day, the three of them go to the pyramid that Uncle Ben is exploring to venture into...
Do they stop at the Kentucky Fried Chicken next to it?
No, I think they're only eating at hotel food because they're putting all this on the parents' bill.
Oh, okay.
So all their food,
Well, I
all
mean,
of their
Langley
time.
can afford that.
I don't know what that reference is.
It's just where the CIA headquarters is, Langley, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
And why would I know that?
I mean, why? The FBI headquarters is in Quantico.
They're going to explore a new passage that they just found. Now, this is very impressive for Gabe. Very impressive for anybody, really. Like, it seems like you should not just be allowed to walk in to a undiscovered tomb.
Well, he knows people. He knows his uncle.
Yeah, I wonder though. I wonder what kind of pyramid scheme Uncle Ben is up to here.
Oh my God!
When they're at the pyramid, this is where we all meet Ahmed.
Who?
Ahmed.
Yeah, him.
He's a typical worrywart, afraid of curses and the like. Ben just brushes him off. He's saying, oh no, this is sacred. You cannot go into this part of the pyramid. Please stop exploring it. I mean, it's his job to explore it, though. Not his job to tell people, no, we've done our job. Let's get out of this pyramid. There's always more room to explore. I don't know why they just don't blow up the pyramids.
Oh my God.
It just seems easier. Like, not blow it up, not like destroy it, but dismantle the pyramid. As you go through, just start removing the blocks. There's no traps that you're going to fall into. And you've really done the work excavating it that way, I think. They start climbing down a rope. Pyramids are really dangerous, it seems, as I've read in this book. Gabe almost dies climbing down a rope.
But he brings it on himself.
He does. It's probably because his shoes are untied again.
Velcro, motherfucker.
Rule number 1: Velcro or keep your shoes tied. Double knot them if you have to.
Velcro or get... I don't know.
But Sari saves him. Sari saves his life. I think Uncle Ben never even knew that his nephew's life was in danger.
Uncle Ben... it's ironic that he is not very responsible. Because with great power comes great responsibility.
What great power does he have? I guess the power to bring children into a pyramid that is off limits to everybody.
Everybody
Can't go in there except for these two kids who are just... They're causing a lot of trouble. They're sneaking off, even though they know that this type of structure designed to disorient people. The whole point of it is get lost in here.
Because
we don't want you finding our sacred bodies.
They want you to get lost or get lost.
Yeah. Get lost screaming. They want you to die in that pyramid. Did they set traps or is that only in Indiana Jones?
I think that's only in Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Because what would be the point of setting up a trap with live snakes? And then, you trigger the trap thousands of years later and it's just like a bunch of snake skeletons fall on you.
Bunch of dead snakes, just little husks. Yeah, I mean, it would be gross. They were very short-sighted when they set these traps.
Yeah, well, I mean, they probably didn't look past, the 15 years that they were going to live.
Yeah, it's like, listen, if somebody wants to desecrate our bodies 15 years from now, that's generations in our lifespan.
I like how we went from dead snakes to desecration of bodies. I know I started the show with my flesh is your canvas, but... what does that even mean, Matthew?
I don't know. I don't want to linger on it because it's giving me a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, if the aliens want to come back down in 100 years or so and take apart the pyramids and take back their bodies, well, they built the pyramids.
Oh man, are you sure about that?
And not just the pyramid, all the pyramids.
All the pyramid?
All of them. The big
pyramid.
All them pyramid, the Sphinx. You know what? Eiffel Tower, they did that one too. Gabe is upset. No, what am I saying?
I think you're wrong.
Gabe is always upset.
No, about the Eiffel Tower.
Sari keeps hiding from him, and he thinks back. He remembers a few years ago, because he never lets anything go. He remembers a few years ago when...
sounds like me.
Yeah, when the family, Sari and Uncle Ben, were visiting, and...
his parents were inconspicuously absent. They were off to Hong Kong for some reason. Someone needed a fridge motor.
Yeah. And it had to be delivered in person.
It had to be them in person.
It had to be a couple.
Assassins.
Yeah. I think Gabe's plan was to sneak into this old abandoned house, maybe Spidey's house, and...
Wait, what?
Well, probably not Spidey's house, but an old abandoned house.
Are your notes from last
they're
time?
all mixed up. No, they're not. Even though Sari is very similar to Sherry and Gabe is very similar to Greg.
Oh, God.
But they sneak into an old abandoned house, and this is Gabe's idea. He's like, oh, I'm going to freak Sari out. But in the end, Gabe is the one who freaks out, and